a week again to hear from myself. Hard to believe, Monday the 24th of March. How are we all after a long weekend? I hope that we're all safe and well. Those that can't be with us, get well soon and stay safe. Those that are on holidays, enjoy. The sun is shining, which is a feel-good factor in itself. But we're doing absolutely fantastic. Face the music no matter what. Isn't that what I said last week? And that's what we have done. Some of us had good weeks, some of us had bad weeks, and that is okay. I'm so looking forward to seeing you all this week. By the time you see this video, I will have seen you all. And again, it's a new week, new changes, new challenges, time to make a difference. So let's make the next 7 days the best that we possibly can. I would encourage everyone to keep their food diary. The most important part is to give it back in, even on bad days, is to write and submit. That's really, really important. Make sure that we're keeping up our water intake. But this week's talk is titled, Why Am I So Tired? Do you ever ask yourself that question? Why am I exhausted all the time? I seem to be always dragging my heels. I'm constantly tired. And again, that can be a phase that we go through. We go through different sleep cycles at different stages of our life. But if it's something that is long term, like what we've talked about, how important that sleep is, that's why I suppose this is a succession talk, let's say, to that other talk, because it is so important to have sleep and not to just dismiss it as I'm always tired and I've always been a tired person. I want you to get to the root cause of it, because when we're tired, again, that can be a trigger of emotional eating, then we tend to overeat. And when we're tired, that is what we are tempted to do. Maybe have an extra cup of coffee, maybe a biscuit, maybe an energy drink, maybe a scone, maybe a slice of toast, because we think that's going to give us that little pick-me-up, and maybe momentarily it does. But what happens an hour later? Are we looking for the same thing and the hand is going out to reach for more? So temptation can be there. So I don't want us to just dismiss our fatigue as a normal thing, okay? I want you to get to the bottom of it. Generally, it's a very broad range of scale that it could be, from mental health to metabolic disorders. But the first one that these are just some common causes of fatigue, okay? So again, once we have information, we can act on it. That's the beauty about it. Once we're informed, we can make the educated choice on what we're going to do with that information. Again, this talk is not to scaremonger, it is just to inform. Education is key, and we're always learning on our weight loss journey, and especially that sleep is one of the top 5 points for weight loss and also for wellness, especially for our mental health, is really important. So up first, what we have is vitamin deficiency, okay? So this could be a range of different things for women. Vitamin D is key. There is sunshine coming in the window here, which again is that feel-good factor. We just don't get an awful lot of it here in Ireland, and especially the price of vitamin D over the counter and also vitamin C soared through COVID, because they recognise that vitamin D is key supplement that we should have. And we sometimes through our dietary, we just don't get enough. Again, in Ireland, we don't get enough sunshine, and maybe we don't eat enough of these foods to get enough vitamin D. So maybe what we need to increase is fatty fish. So your fatty fish would be salmon, mackerel and sardines. The egg yolks, but just be careful, no more than 7 egg yolks in a week. That's the Irish Heart recommendation and also the HSE recommendation, because it's actually the yellow of the egg which raises cholesterol. Fortified foods as well is good. They are packed with vitamin D. So where you'll see that, it's like a little symbol of a wheat symbol, but if it's like fortified milk and different things, it will have a symbol on it. So maybe look out for the fortified foods. Generally, as women, we'll also suffer vitamin B12 deficiency and also an iron deficiency at some stage in our life. Personally, I'm on vitamin D, B12 supplement and also an iron supplement. So again, that's something that you might need to review with your doctor. But if we are suffering from low B, any of the Bs, B12 is a complex vitamin, the first thing is tiredness, okay? And also you might need to be on Galfer, which is your iron, if we're not getting enough dietary, which generally Irish people, we don't get enough dietary, and we definitely don't get enough sunshine. Number 2 then is caffeine and alcohol consumption. So alcohol consumption might have been on the rise over our bank holidays. As again, I said, it's a new week and new changes to make. So what you might be reaching for is a double shot espresso, a double shot latte, or double shot cappuccino. We're looking to give ourselves that oomph. Again, that can be momentarily, but it doesn't last long term, okay? So long term, it can actually lead to that cycle of tiredness that is in there. Alcohol causes sleep disruption, so immediately it might help us sleep the first couple of hours, but then we get a disruptive night's sleep, because what happens is that we might be watching the alarm for it to go off to get up for work and different things. So it's quite a restless night then, as our body is trying to break down the alcohol that was there as well. So that's maybe something that we need to watch: caffeine before bed and also our alcohol consumption. So over COVID, what really the HSE have noted in different surveys and research is that an awful lot of people were having an extra maybe glass of wine, or maybe they were the person that didn't have wine only at the weekends, they were having a glass every night. Again, that was a full glass, not a pub size measure. So these are just little things that I'd like us to watch out for. Number 3 then is a stimulating sleep environment. So we did talk about how important that sleep is. So the contributors there could be an overheated room, okay? So again, it could be maybe you have the electric blanket, you might have a hot water bottle, you might have 2 duvets. So again, that can all lead, say the best sleep is to be cold and then put the duvet over us, or a blanket, whatever that might be. It could also be too much or too little noise. So that's something that I've noticed, especially in the new house where we are, is the airplanes. You can see airplanes, and I found myself there one night last week counting how many planes was flying over, because with COVID obviously no one was travelling, so it was like a new sound again. But it was the sound of the planes that overpowered the whole room, and the sound that my brain was concentrating on was that noise. It also could be a phone. It could be basically what they really want is to have a neat and restful room, okay? Because it might be a phone, it could be, you know, the trigger of the phone, you might hear the phone beeping at night time, it could be those different things, even the colour, the blue hue that is on the phone. So really what they want us to have is to have a neat and restful room, and not to have a big pile of iron in there, maybe something in the laundry basket to go down to the washing machine. Again, these are pointers to help us to get to the bottom if we are feeling tired all the time, okay? Clutter, it can also be, if our bedroom is full of clutter, things aren't just organised, things are sitting around straight off. You might go in, your head goes into a tizzy, and then you're lying in bed thinking I have to do that, and I have to do this, and I have to do the other. Number 4 then is other dietary factors in there. So simple carbs like white carbohydrates can be a contributor in there. Simple carbs, basically the body takes a little bit longer to process them, and therefore they can sit around in the body for a little while and again make us restless. The best one to go for is your whole grains, they're much better. Also we could have a high fat diet, so we might not think, we might be using a lot of fats or maybe a lot of red meat. Pork is considered in there as well. Remember, anything that walks on 4 legs is not to be eaten more than twice a week. It also could be dehydration, could be a key that we're not drinking enough water, so therefore we're a little bit headachy, our muscles are a little bit more restless. So that's why it is important that we are drinking our 2 litres of water a day, is absolutely key, because you might have those throbbing pains maybe in the back of your legs, you're just tossing and turning. That's your body letting you know that we're dehydrated. It could be also food allergies and food intolerances. So your body will let you know if you get heartburn, maybe you have something spicy, or maybe it might not be spicy, it might be just a food that doesn't agree with you. Your body will generally tell you, so listen to what your body is saying. It's saying that food doesn't agree with me, so not to be tempting fate with that, because there's nothing worse than lying there at night time and you have heartburn and it's up and down and you're trying to sit up in the bed, go have a glass of water and different things to try and ease the pain of that. So listen to what your body is saying. Allergies and intolerances can be there. Number 5 then is different medical conditions. Okay, so again, this is to be really talked about with your doctor. Up first, you have the likes of diabetes. Okay, so diabetes, maybe for insulin needs to be reviewed. That's not working actively in the body. Thyroid disorders is key as well. The thyroid gland is a little butterfly shape of a gland that's here right in front of our neck, and again that can be knocked out at different stages of our life. It can be overactive or it can be underactive, but again that would be a really legitimate reason for being really tired all the time, because the thyroid looks after our metabolism and how quickly that we would burn food. Heart disease is in there as well, autoimmune disease. Depression can be a big one. When we're depressed, the brain just wants to go to a dark room, hide, not see anyone, and just sleep. Okay. And we all suffer with depression, whether we like to admit it or not. We have our highs, our lows, and our swings and our roundabouts. I suppose for me really is to say that what helps me, I should say, is that tomorrow is a new day and to tackle it. I find fighting going to bed or put my head down, not that I can too much with Riyadh running rings around, it's more empowering and I'm able to do it. Now, I'm not saying I'm always able to do that. Sometimes I might just have to put my head down, have 40 winks, it take 5 minutes out to sit in the car by myself. Roll with what your body is saying, but you know yourself, if we take it to bed, we could be taken to the bed for a week or 2 and then it gets harder to fight it. So try and push yourself out of that comfort zone, get yourself out into the bright, potter around the garden, potter around the shopping centre, whatever that might be. Okay, but it obviously it can disrupt, these medical conditions can disrupt sleep patterns. So number 6 then is sedentary lifestyle. So exercise basically it has a vitalising effect. It strengthens muscles, our lung capacity is in there as well. Most of us have a sedentary lifestyle, especially after COVID, that we're sitting around more, we're not really active. But even the generation that we live in, like we have people that come in and cut the grass, we have window cleaners, we have dishwashers, we have washing machines. I know from talking to my mum, I don't consider my mum too old, I suppose she's 73 this year. And Monday was always wash day, and she said the hands would be red raw, like scrubbing on the washboard. Now it's like press a button, even the cars press a button. So we're not as active. So therefore, that's why the food pyramid did change in 2016, that we just don't need as much carbohydrates because we're just not as an active generation, okay? And sometimes it's tear up the grass, put down gravel, put down pavement, tear up the carpets, put down wooden floor. So again, it's all for the simple lifestyle. So exercise is key, not to be sedentary, because that can lead to other medical effects and also that feeling of being tired, okay? Number 7 then is chronic stress. We all know what that is. So when the body stays in a constant elevation of that cortisol is that stress hormone, you're perpetually experiencing that flight or fight response. We did have a talk especially on that. And that is associated with elevated blood pressure, elevated heart rate, elevated sugar levels. Because we're in that constant, a little bit of stress they say is good for us, but obviously not too much because the brain can shut down. Again, we've talked about that in talks recently, that sometimes we don't know how we got from A to B. We walk into a room, we say, what am I after walking in here for? You might be looking for your phone while you're on the phone, you might have your glasses on and you're looking for your glasses. So those little things means that we are overstressed. But chronic stress can also lead to tiredness because the brain is letting you know that I just can't really take anymore, okay? Number 8 then is medications again. So a lot of those, again, you might need to review with your doctor, especially like the sleeping tablets, maybe antihistamines. They can have a knock-on effect the next day. The next day then we're looking and craving different foods to give us that energy. So from a health and a weight loss point of view, we would need to address that. But also an awful lot of over-the-counter products would have that knock-on effect of making us feel more sleepy, okay? So I hope this week's talk helped about why am I so tired. A lot of information in there. Again, to always consult your doctor about medications, but I'm coming at this from a health and a wellness point of view, because when we are refreshed and ready to go, we can tackle our food plan better and we have a more successful weight loss journey. Our little motto for this week is the best way to predict your health is to create it. So the power is in your hands. Again, I encourage everyone to keep their food diary. Make sure you're drinking your 2 litres of water is absolutely key. Enjoy the sunshine. Let's make the next 7 days count to have a successful week next week. Obviously then we'll be coming into a new month with April on the way. But I want us all to stay safe. Have a great week. Big hugs and kisses to all. You know the drill. Any positive or negative feedback on the video, please let me know. And any questions, please get in touch, girls. But well done to everyone. Have a good week. Bye bye.